Well, even more traditional part. Go figure, right? Okay, so let me see if I can get this going. All right. So, as you realize already, GA reporting and performance has a very long history in movie industry. And this year, rather than go back to old achievements and classics, we decided to be more current and literally focus on 2010. As this was an incredibly productive year both in our AB careers and in the movie making industry. Over 20 movies with various levels of success, but always good story, always good story. And so GARP, Silly Party Company, proudly presents 2010 movie releases. I would like to start with a film that was riding on success of last year's Eulie and Eulie, and it stars simply played on her strengths, the pork buns. They proved to be money makers, and why change the recipe? For the long time, Anne was looking for a vehicle that would showcase her wonderful balance of spirituality, love for food, and love surrounding her. And finally, this perfect part was created, both for her and for Julia Roberts. But honestly, I think Anne is much better. Yeah. Well, we all know that men in well-tailored suits with that all-American look are usually doing well in box office. And so did Kyle and Ed in this year. When you throw the word date, you immediately think of romantic comedy movie. When you think due date, you think of babies, but think outside of the box. And so did Brian and Shane, and the secret recipe were ARS, and now you have crowds of people running to theaters. Audrey Hepburn showed us wonderful movies in this city, and this was the year when our designated world traveler Eulie took her chances with yet another foreign-shot film, and voila, another success. After the content of the movie, what happens in Rome stays in Rome. British are usually known for wonderful pictures with fantastic celebrity cast and long hours and stories. And now it was our turn to do such a movie. Overwhelming success, and this movie had it all. Lineup of A-listers, various accents, convoluted and overwhelming and demanding content. And yet, it constantly has our attention. We love Benchmark D, The Expendables. A modern comedy, 3 guys and a girl. Subtle, sophisticated, and so many interesting details. And now the next one is a long-awaited remake from independent filmmakers. Not just a team, a GA team. Some people have a lot on their minds, and this was exactly the goal of complicated acting job that Kevin demonstrated in the next movie. The only thing is surprising is that there is nothing about Costa Rica in it. We would expect at least some orchard tree or something around that line. Lots to think about. Well, the next movie we're talking about, Elegant Dresser, always pushing the fashion to the next level, and this time around with his headgear. They said we should expect a cold winter, so good thinking, John. And of course, a glass of wine. Do you really think that you know Jenny? We have an Academy Award-winning recipe for getting a Best Actor nod. Go against your character, go against your image, break everything people know about you, and they would call it a good acting. Jenny, forget that good girl image. Here's your winner. This year, we have a wonderful foreign movie. A really foreign movie. It's a legendary import from White Plains. Too bad not all the key characters are on the poster. We all know the storyline has nothing to do with the reason why Shigeki took this job. And it's a job, but it's a job with Jennifer Aniston. Keep working, Shigeki. We're all really sorry for long hours you had on the set. Performance was one of the hot topics this year, and this is why the sequel to Mr. and Mrs. Smith was so successful. Performance killers. We know how difficult to sometimes to let your hair down. And what Joe demonstrated is how difficult it is to also keep it up. And also, what a color. Movie about sharp-tongued, good-looking ladies is always a keeper, and especially with Sutong taking over the role of originally set for Betty White. Sutong, you're much better.
Yeah.
There were a number of pairings in films this year, but one I feel calls for very, very special attention is a spin-off of a successful Alice in Wonderland. And so the new movie, The Lunch Buddies. Oh my and now we are moving to calm, reserved, always staying in character, even if on the beach, and thinking of the far, far away Tanai land. Their reach was the picture for those who want in the next movie, he's got a lot on his mind. He's got a lot of people in his house, and this real team is much better than the one played by Ben Stiller, the Grinberg. Joe is very selective about his artistic projects, and as they have to feel right. And this one certainly does. Just look at this picture, and everything is fine. Some claim it is easy to get good grades, but in reality it takes a lot of hard work. Focus, smile, is doing a good job. Leaping is looking simply fantastic, telling us that telling our stakeholders about it. So Leaping, easy A. Well, the next one is not really my kind of movie, but the truth is SLP kicked some people around quite a bit. So your attention, please. Yeah, and it's 3D. I think it's and finally, the year's largest movie, I have to say, a trilogy. It's a trilogy on the budget and still searching to cut costs, but looking incredibly sharp and good.
No way.
And with a happy face. The Megamind. I personally love this spandex costume. I think I'm taking it for the Halloween. And finally, I have to say that 2010 was an incredible year filled with challenges and learning experiences and laughs and sometimes sadness, but we had it all together, and I want to thank every single person here who really made it the team it is, and the team that many of us love so much. So thank you, and happy holidays.
Thank you.
I want to give very special credit to all the young people who actually organized this party. Eulie, John, Joe, Claire, Sarah, Ellen, Josh, and Kevin. So thank you guys. Hey, happy holidays! And now a very special word to Sarah. Because as you remember, we all had the Well, at least we collected some money. I mean, we were thinking whether we should really stop at that.
Don't forget that extra money we have for you.